Welcome to our regular chat with the CEO of Greyhound Racing Victoria, Adam Wallish. And Adam, it has been not that long since we caught up last, but plenty's happened.
Has indeed, Mark. No, it's great to be able to have a chat with you again.
I think I noticed a classic Irish tan there, Adam. You've actually been overseas doing some work for Greyhound Racing Victoria.
I have indeed. They're summer too, so it's been a good time to be there. GRV's been very keen in establishing a relationship with the Irish Greyhound Board in particular. So I visited Ireland and took in many venues like Shelbourne Park and Harold's Cross, and was fortunate enough to spend some time in England as well and attend Wimbledon, in particular the quarter-finals of the Derby. It was a great experience.
If there's one thing you've brought back from Ireland and England, something that we might see actually on course here in Victoria, what would it be?
Well, I think that the key difference was the people that attended the race meetings week in, week out. They were groups of young girls, for example. They were busloads of tourists. They have a real connection with the community and tourism and groups of people.
Well, I can tell you one thing, if you get busloads of girls to the Greyhounds, busloads of boys will certainly follow.
Well, I hope so.
The Group 1 Maturity Classic's just been run and won, a classic race for young greyhounds, but this year, a classic race for an older trainer.
Yes, Barry Maloney, what a fantastic event, you know. Been in the game for 40 plus years and has the opportunity to have a runner in the maturity. 14 to 1, long odds, great time, 29.66. I think the track record's 29.48. And he walks away with $100,000. It was a really refreshing, positive story.
And that's at the Meadows, not Sandown, because it sounds like a Sandown time.
It was a pretty good run, wasn't it? Like, it was a quick track, good conditions, but primed the Greyhound was and won really well.
Adam, I haven't checked the history books, but I'm going to go out on a limb. I reckon we've had the first ever former English Test cricketer, brother of an Australian cricketer, to train a winner on a Victorian Greyhound track.
Pattinson, yeah, he's going really well. It's fantastic. It's a great promotion too for Victorian Greyhound racing, but he's got this one Greyhound. He's had 3 wins, 3 runs, 2 wins at Sandown and Cranbourne. And let's hope that he goes on to a bigger and better career in greyhound racing.
It's Darren Pattinson, of course, who we're talking about, and thank goodness for the Greyhounds, because it hasn't been a great month for the Pattinsons. His brother James, injured over there in England. Ash is almost lost. It's only greyhound racing that's putting a smile on the faces of the Pattinson clan at the moment.
Let's hope he keeps it up. It's a fantastic effort so far.
There is a sad story that's come out of the Warrigal Greyhound Racing Club, and it centres around 2 of their long-serving stalwarts down there. I speak of Christy on the gate and her mum Rosie, and sadly Christy's little boy Robbie, who's only 4 years old, has an inoperable brain tumour. But out of the sadness surrounding Robbie's condition is the uplifting story of the Warrigal Greyhound Racing Club's fundraising efforts for him, and that has seen not only greyhound people but also the community get right behind little Robbie.
Yeah, they did indeed. Yeah, Tuesday night a few weeks ago, they got together, and what a magnificent gesture and event that it was, raising $17,000 for the family. The prognosis doesn't look good for young Robbie, and it was great to see the community get together. They sold different dining packages, and they also had memorabilia and services and cash donations. You know, there's one guy who walked into the manager's office and handed over an envelope with $2,000 in it and didn't want any recognition or reward for that. So it was a fantastic generosity shown on that occasion, and credit to the Warrigal Greyhound Racing Club, particularly Sean Stanton. What an effort he had, and terrific to manage that event the way he did and raise so much money.
That fundraising effort remains open, and if anybody would like to donate to a very worthy cause, I've actually got that number. It's 5623 1867. And of course, everybody in the greyhound industry always looks after their own. I'm sure we'll get a great response.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, get behind the cause as much as you can. Ring that number, ring Sean at the club, make contact with the committee, or go online via grv.org.au.
The Greyhound adoption program here in Victoria is the envy of similar programs right around the globe, and it's about to get even better for prospective new owners.
The GRV board have increased its allocation to animal welfare. We've recently made those announcements, and part of that plank is to increase its subsidy for every greyhound that's adopted. It's $75 for a greyhound to be adopted. It's a marvellous fee. It's obviously aimed at getting more people to adopt more greyhounds, and we hope that's the case.
And I can also tell you, they're a pretty trendy accessory. I live not too far from Acland Street, that popular stretch of tourist real estate in St Kilda, And it seems as though every second trendy's got a greyhound.
Well, there's a whole demographic that we could potentially be marketing to, and that's part of our strategy to have a look at that in a lot more detail.
I don't know about the St Kilda Greyhound, as we now call it, needing wide open spaces, but I don't think it gets up in the morning without a cafe latte. Fast Track, major initiative by Greyhound Racing Victoria, disseminates information to owners, trainers, any interested party within the greyhound industry. How's the bedding in been? Because, as I said, a very big initiative.
It's a very big undertaking for Greyhound Racing Victoria. It's a significant change in the way that we manage the business, from nominations to grading to so many other initiatives. It will be fantastic. But at the moment, we're having a few teething problems. So I just ask owners and trainers to be a little patient with us, because the end result will be fantastic.
Well, there it is. It's been a very big winter. It only gets bigger, of course. Spring's around the corner. Big Group 1 racing, and we'll be back to do it all again before the Group 1s start, I think, around September.
No, good on you, Mark. Thanks again.
And we hope you join us as well, either on course or right here on GRV Extra.